Today's soccer action now in Goals on Sunday.
First to Bramall Lane, Sheffield United against Barnsley. Big day for both teams, and one man in particular, John Helm.
It's been a frustrating season for Mark Todd. He's been restricted to only 7 first-team games, but his luck changed yesterday when he was called up by Northern Ireland for the very first time in the squad for next Tuesday's game against Norway. Sheffield United beat Barnsley, of course, in their FA Cup 5th-round marathon a couple of weeks ago, and will be looking for a league double today. Still unresolved, though, is the ownership battle at Bramall Lane. The sooner that is settled, the better for a club dedicated to winning promotion for the second successive season. But Barnsley come forward with Banks. Well, he was trying to play it wide of Morris's left foot and couldn't do. Barnes on this time to Saville, and Barnsley have plenty of men up, and he sensibly played that ball out to Paul Cross here. Cooper's calling for it on the far side of the penalty area and gets it as well. And here's Agnew, chance for Steve Agnew. Well, he pivoted, and he's a good striker of a ball, is Agnew. Cross to Cooper, and his header deliberate. Agnew in a very good position indeed, but they are difficult to keep down, especially on this surface where the ball is bouncing quite high. Owen Smith. A lot of private scraps going on out there. That was nicely done by Cooper, and Banks takes it on. Romping down the right now goes Fleming. McCord on his outside, and he uses him as well. Good cross now, and Sheffield could be in trouble. Well caught by Tracy. He did well there. It was nicely cut back. And here comes Sheffield again. Going straight at Barnsley's heart. Butcher using all his experience to marshal Brian Deane out of the way. Todd. And there's Whitehurst. Oh, and Butcher and Baker again not really reading things between them. So the ball spun off Butcher's chest over the line. Clive Baker says, come on, what are we doing here? Baker is back in the side after a bout of flu. And it's a good job as well with young Ian Wardle breaking a leg last week. Gannon with the corner for Sheffield United. And there's Whitehurst's header. It's in the net now. And it's a goal for Sheffield United. And it's Paul Wood who claims it. And Whitehurst's header initially causing the damage. There he goes, and it's right under the bar, and it comes down and is smacked over the line. And here comes David Barnes now, looking for the second. And Barnes getting in behind the defence. And Barnsley suddenly are distraught. Well-directed header from Morris. And Butcher will have to be careful here. Deane almost won it from him. Bryson still tussling. And now Deane takes it on, and there's no whistle. So that's going to go behind for a corner kick. The first real incident of the second half. Bryson. They were looking for the flick on. Didn't happen, so Gannon feeds Bryson again. He's more time to cross it. Well, he took plenty of time, and the Baker's off his line with the punch. Hill again in penalty area. Well stopped by Baker. Colin Hill is desperate to score for Sheffield United. Goals haven't been easy for him to come by since he joined the club from Colchester United. Barnsley hoping to get back into the game rather quickly. Cooper flies in for the header. Then the ball bounced very awkwardly there, so cross for Barnsley now. Again, it's towards Cooper. Agnew! And Steve Agnew equalises for Barnsley. He was left all alone. Barnsley have got their equaliser. Cooper climbing in. Agnew was left totally unmarked, and although Tracy got his left hand to it, he couldn't keep that ball out. Headed on and taken on the chest by Dean, who's trying to get that ball over to Bryson. It's a forlorn chase, but in fact the ball did spin away from a Barnsley foot. It's a corner. And Sheffield will throw everybody up now. Clive Baker is not the tallest of goalkeepers, of course, so these tall people up there can cause him problems. Todd, a little header down to Gannon. Now Bryson. The cross. Oh, what an excellent attempt that one was. A really good header from Bob Booker, who scored his 50th league goal last week. But Booker climbing well for it, and a strong header, just that wrong side of the upright. And the ball ricocheted for Cooper. Cooper out to Robinson. Barnsley have a lot of people up around the penalty box this time for Robinson to aim at. There's the cross. It was kept away from Saville by Booker. Well, it should be a lively ending to the game. Taggart was in quickly. Plays a good pass out again to Robinson, who's seeing plenty of the ball now. And Robinson, he's got the pace and he's cut the ball back. Turned aside by Morris now. And it's the Sheffield United bench which is looking a little bit anxious now. Saville laying it back for McCord. Anywhere will do. Webster. Again, Dean has to do an awful lot in chasing here with Taggart to show some good composure. Well, he's played in the first division for Manchester City. Keep on coming, I think he's saying. And he again steps aside Dean. And this is quite spirited from Barnsley now. Perhaps they sensed they could get a shock result here. Oh, lovely header on, and Dean to Whitehurst, who is onside. Now then, Billy Whitehurst turns beautifully inside the area. Turned aside Butcher, leaves it for Dean, and Dean's shot kept at bay by Baker. O'Connell challenging Booker for it. Winning a throw-in. Leaving it to Cross. Agnew has only got O'Connell in there. We've had the full 90 minutes. Agnew out here, maybe Barnsley's last chance then, with Robinson. And there's the cross over towards Saville, and Andy Saville has got a winner for Barnsley in the last minute. His first goal for the club since he joined them from Walsall. What a time to get it. There is silence on the Sheffield United bench. Robinson has posed a few problems since he came on. And his cross is perfectly flighted. Saville times his run to perfection as well. And his header is too firm for Tracy to keep out. The referee looks at his watch. And that's it. And Barnsley have won the day. Machin off the seat. Happiness belongs to Barnsley. And what a significant victory this could turn out to be for Barnsley as they attempt to stay in the second division, but a sickening blow for Sheffield United's promotion prospects. It ends here at Bramall Lane. Sheffield United 1, Barnsley 2.
I was proud of our lads today because we battled away and we went a goal down. Silly goal again we gave away, but we battled back and showed some character to get a result.
What do you do now to try and lift the players' morale again? Because they must be down after 2 results like they've had.
Well, if they want to feel sorry for themselves, then, you know, that's best of luck to them. But, you know, I'm not interested in feeling sorry. We've got games to go. I still believe we can do it. It's up to them, really. I can only do the coaching and managing so far. If they haven't got the bottle for it, then there's nothing I can do about it.
Leeds back. Barnsley's midweek victory over Bristol Rovers kept them in touch with the promotion chasers, and although Andy Saville got the winner in that match, he'll appreciate as much as anyone that the £150,000 recruitment of Stuart Rimmer guarantees extra competition for places during the run-in. Barnsley in their familiar red shirts and white shorts, Watford in the yellow shirts. Here is Saville now. Oh, he opens up a gap for himself and whips in the shot straight at David James. It's going to boost Andy Saville's confidence, the fact he scored in midweek. He's got only 6 in 35 games this season. But at least he created space for himself here, had the confidence to try the shot with the right foot. Keeper in line. Fleming. Connell trying to turn away from his constant marker Porter. Now Archdeacon, who's not been in an advanced position at all until now in this half. He's been playing as a left back, really. It's a good ball in, though, and it had to be turned aside by fullback Drysdale. Archdeacon getting forward, and he's got a good left foot, and he crosses well, but the fullback Drysdale got there first. And here is the man who played that cross in, Archdeacon. Trying to find a man in a red shirt from the corner kick. Well, Barnsley scored from a corner last week at Leicester. A repeat now would do nicely. But that's surely too flat. Banks. And he's got a second chance, Archdeacon. This is a better one. It's a good one, in fact, and a good punch by James. Taggart, in fact, missed it in front of him. But Archdeacon gets another corner. The most sustained spell of Barnsley pressure we've had, and this time it's over, and Tyler just beyond Smith. And Watford escape again. And the break is really on now. Byrne in a good position on the right to receive from Porter. There was only one man in front of him. If he'd given it a little earlier, but Byrne skips around Banks. Long is here's a cross for Wilkinson, straight into Baker's hands. First chance Watford have had in 42 minutes play. Fleming, who's taken over in the centre of defence in the second half with Smith off. That wasn't a good clearance, and Agnew picks it up. Barnsley looking a bit more spirited in this half, and the Connell coming in behind the defender. The ball taken away from him by Porter, who did his marking job. So it's a much brighter Barnsley. And they would certainly be in the thick of the playoff positions if they could win this one today on the back of their midweek victory over Bristol Rovers. But they need a goal, as Archdeacon gets the loft on this one. Up in the air from James. Comes back for Ian Banks. And it's more Barnsley pressure to be exerted here by Archdeacon. In, and it's a good ball, and there's the goal for Barnsley from Andy Saville. The pressure brings its reward. And Saville, the midweek hero, is a Saturday hero as well. Archdeacon, a delightful ball in. Saville timed the run in behind Dublin, and a little glancing header leaves James flat-footed. Andy Saville has a knack of scoring in front of the cameras. He got a last-minute winner at Bramall Lane last season against Sheffield United, was on the mark here against Wolves the last time we were here for Goals on Sunday, and he's done it again today. And here he is now. Gary Penrice, a £500,000 striker signed from Bristol Rovers last season, but has been out with ligament problems for much of this season for the knee. He's just come back into it recently. Started to rain a little here at Oakwell, but I'm sure Barnsley are feeling much happier about the state of the game. Banks. This is good, and Rimmer again involved, and he's going to get a corner. More purpose about Barnsley with Rimmer on in this half. Of course, Hull City will take more than a passing interest in this result as well, with Watford locked with them down at the bottom of Division 2. Archdeacon's corner, not a bad one, and that's 2-0 from Andy Rammell. Glorious header from the former Manchester United player, and this game has turned on its head in the last 5 minutes. It's a bullet header from Andy Rammell. Well, Barnsley have only been beaten at home by Oldham Athletic and Millwall this season, and it looks as though that's one record that'll stay today. As Devonshire comes into it and plays it forward, Penrice onside, and so is the full-back, and surely Watford can get one back here. Wilkinson, would you believe it? How did they contrive to miss that? There were two of them there. Porter whips in the shot now, Baker saves, and Barnsley breathe a sigh of relief. But really there, Watford an outstanding chance. The offside trap is sprung by Devonshire. Jason Drysdale, number 3 here, getting forward into the penalty area. Penrice was there too. He tried to set Penrice up. It seemed to clip the back of the heel, and Wilkinson couldn't force it through. Dobbin, and making progress through the middle was Rammell. Rimmer takes it on. Here's Stuart Rimmer, the new boy. Barnsley with a lot of men on the edge of the area, but Dublin intervened. Dublin to Dobbin. Agnew, here is Saville, in between the two defenders. They were trying to give it away almost there, and still Watford unable to get themselves out of a tangle. You can see why they've conceded and lost so many matches this year. Byrne for Watford. A much improved second half though. Much more pep in the game now as Byrne supplies the ball in, and that's a glorious header from Gary Penrice. And Penrice gets his reward. He'd had one other chance in this half. Byrne with an excellent cross, and Penrice with the header steered inside that upright. It's his 5th, and Watford are back in it at 2-1 with about 18 minutes to go. Wilkinson brought down from behind. That's going to be a Watford free kick again, and they're right back in it. They need the points as much, if not more, than Barnsley, I suppose, in their precarious position. So Devonshire's free kick might open something up for them again here. Penrice, it should have been 2-2. It was a much easier chance than the one he accepted 2 minutes earlier. Devonshire's free kick driven in. Wilkinson was the important player to get the little flick header back to Penrice, and driven against the legs of Clive Baker. Breaks for Devonshire. Drysdale. In the field is Penrice. Oh, and he's done really well here, Gary Penrice, and he stumbles over after Dobbins' challenge. It's a good spell for Watford. And Penrice is at the hub of it. And every Barnsley player has come back behind the ball now. Could either be Byrne or Porter this. They'll try and chip it over the wall. And it's Byrne straight into the wall. And this is Porter now. And he's got the second effort. Super stop from Baker. And Gary Porter is very adept in those situations. And Baker did well to see it coming at all. The goalkeeper took some stick last week after the defeat at Leicester, but he came back to form against Bristol Rovers, and that was the save of the day. But Watford are here again with the chance to play this one in. Long back post, and an almighty scramble back to Porter again. He's tried his luck a second time, and it's gone all the way through for the goal kick. But this is much better from Watford at the moment, and after that free kick had been beaten away, it took Baker's agility to deny the shot from Porter. And quite a battle there, and Rammell will continue his chase, but James picks up safely for Watford. Rammell's doing nothing wrong, so James has to throw the ball out. It's a good long throw as well. But it's been a very satisfactory week for Barnsley Football Club. Victories over Bristol Rovers in midweek and Watford today mean they've picked up 6 points. Andy Rammell there got the second of the goals. They were both headers, the first of them from Andy Saville, and although Gary Penrice pulled one back for Watford in the end, it means that Watford have got nothing and slipped nearer to Division 3. Barnsley take 3 very welcome points. Barnsley 2, Watford 1. What's the feeling within the club? Is it that you can actually make it to Division 1?
Definitely, yeah. We've been doing well all season. So we had the layoff for about 4 weeks, but we're back in there now. So 6 points in the last 2 games, and we really think we can get up there with the playoffs.
Now we're featuring Barnsley versus Ipswich Town as we see Saturday's goals on Sunday.
Well, the last time David Curry made a home debut for Barnsley was in February 1988. The opposition was Ipswich Town. He scored twice, but the team from Suffolk won 3-2. Well, Curry's return to Oakwell for £250,000 coincides with the need for more goals from Mel Machin's side. They've scored only 1 in losing all 3 games here so far. Ipswich, on the other hand, have scored in every single match, and they lie 4th in the second division table. Quite a long journey from Suffolk, but quite a number have made it, and that's because Ipswich have made such a promising start to the season. And awkwardly knocked up and then a slip, allowing Goddard some space inside Barnsley's penalty area. Actually taken away by Fleming. It's come back in for Goddard, and there must be a chance here. Kiwomya and Johnson, and a fine save by Lee Butler, spreading himself at the feet of Johnson, who wears number 2 but plays on the left side of midfield. So well done, Butler. And at the other end immediately, a Barnsley free kick conceded by Linnigan. The tackle was on Kerry. So Ian Banks with the free kick for Barnsley. They've 4 men on the edge of the area. Connell's trying to get in somewhere up there too, as Banks hits it. And Saville, just over the top. Literally looped over by Andy Saville. It's his first full appearance of the season today. Came on at Derby last week as a substitute and got off the mark immediately. And he really has the confidence here to meet this one on the full, and the chip just carries it over. Stockwell. Ipswich are looking quite lively at the moment. That's ominous for Barnsley. Such a poor start to the season, and it'll be an Ipswich corner. Indeed, it will be Thompson. They've got Dazelle on the near post, Goddard on the back post. Oh, and there was a very clear header for Tony Humes. Nobody had picked him out. And the tall centre-back, who is playing in place of Brian Gale, the new Sheffield United signing, gets up well there and heads wide. Kerry's the only one coming and looking for the ball. Fleming's cross in, Forrest came and then went back. Ipswich got to get bodies in there. Yeah, it's Steve Whitten who clears. But apart from that Andy Saville shot over the top, this is the first time that Barnsley have been anywhere near Ipswich's penalty area. Here now is Kerry. He's like an eel, and he's put a good ball in as well. And the header over and wide from Brendan O'Connell. But really that showed the mark of Kerry's abilities. Lovely control, good cross as well, and O'Connell just unable to round it off. And a very breezy Oakwell. Stockwell, yet again. Shorter ball for Goddard now. Whitten going on the left foot. Cracking shot as well. It's gone wide, but good effort from Steve Whitten, whose last goal dates back to last January against Blackburn. Well, that's how close he was to the next one. Saville controlling it and then just about finding O'Connell, although Stockwell's in a bruising encounter with O'Connell. I've heard a number of people in the last week say that it's a much more physically demanding game these days, football. And they're playing it hard out there at the moment, with Kerry leaving it for Archdeacon to try and get another good ball in, and he does that. Robinson's there as well. There was the chance for Saville, and Ipswich getting bodies in the way. They defended well against that. And it's Zondervan who brings it out for them. Kerry, nice little layoff. Andy gets it back as well. That's good. Oh, this is excellent play by Kerry. The ball literally sticking like glue to his foot. And now he falls down on the challenge from Linnigan, and a goal kick given. A rather optimistic appeal from David Kerry. But it was lovely to see the way he advanced there through the Ipswich defence. The ball stuck to his foot. Linnigan had gone all the way with him, and the referee was not impressed. Oh, and Fleming gives it away, and the chance now for Ipswich as Paul Goddard runs at the heart of the Barnsley defence. One man in front of him, two ahead. Goddard might do it all himself. Does he need support? Yes, he does. He's here again. Goddard. Kiwomya's waiting for it. Took too long, and now it's turned back by Archdeacon, and Ipswich can't find a way through. Paul Goddard didn't really run decisively. Thompson was there. The aerial challenge won by Robinson. Gives Kerry another chance. On the left foot. Still he's here, Kerry. Now Redfern. Bit of applause around Oakwell for Barnsley's efforts as Kerry gets in once more. And now O'Connell into the side netting. Still 0-0, but at least Barnsley have had a shot. In the end it came from Brendan O'Connell. Much of the approach work had been done by Kerry. When the ball was finally fired in, he was there yet again, but it was O'Connell on the end of it. Banks and O'Connell together, bringing Barnsley forward. We need something a little bit different. Perhaps O'Connell can produce it here. Under challenge from Stockwell. Gets the throw in. O'Connell's become a firm favourite since he joined this club from Burnley. And he's in the middle now as Redfern looks to get a cross in. Does so. Saville. Feels for handball, but that was very optimistic. Oh, and it's just too far for O'Connell, and then it might go in off Andy Saville's foot. It's just looped over the bar. Well, we've seen Andy Saville get some goals on Sunday, but on this occasion, when Redfern plays it in, There's a bit of an appeal there, a half-hearted one, and then when it's played back, Saville gets his lunging boot to it in the end, over the top. Andy Saville, who was playing his first game of the season, or starting one for the first time, is replaced by last season's signing from Manchester United, Andy Rammell. Well, Barnsley must hope he can produce the goods. And straight away he's in here. It could be a goal for them. And Forrest makes the save. He certainly got on the end of Kerry's pass. What a start that would have been for Andy Rammell, looking for his first goal since April. He did get 12 last season. Nice little flick through to him, and Rammell in a good shooting position, can't beat Forrest. Leap for me, says Archdeacon. Kerry is on it. Oh, delightful back flick, opens the way. O'Connell brought down by Hughes. Barnsley's free kick, and again lovely skill from Kerry. That's what excites the crowds, little back heels and deft touches. And if anybody deserves a goal, it is David Kerry today for Barnsley. Banks is there too, and Neil Redfern, who is on the right of both the players in your picture, can hit them as well. They might tempt him. No, it's the chip forward, and it's just that bit too long. Forrest coming from his line makes the save, and it's still 0-0. Is Kiwomya onside? No is the answer. Archdeacon up towards Rammell, and coming in is Kerry. Here is Kerry, he's got it! David Kerry takes the salute. A catastrophic error in the Ipswich defence, and Barnsley's fans celebrate the return of David Kerry to Oakwell. He is like Quicksilver, and when the ball is played up here, the Ipswich central defenders get into a tangle, and Kerry in like a flash. Well, the players look very, very tired out there now. I think they found the conditions very trying. Barnsley won't mind about that if they hang on. And that is it. Barnsley have their first victory. Mel Machin said that he was signing David Kerry to score goals and to excite the fans here. Well, he's won on both counts today. Kerry's goal in the last quarter gives Barnsley success against Ipswich Town by 1-0. Did you feel you were the one who might get the breakthrough, though? You'd had a couple of chances.
Yeah, I always felt, you know, I had half chances, but when the ball came in the box, I couldn't believe my luck, so it was just fortunate I got it under the keeper, yeah.
There seems to be something special about Barnsley and yourself. The best phases of your career have been here, really.
Yeah, I've had a lot of good times here, you know, I mean, it's a great little place, and I think that the crowd always took to me, and I just hope to give them something back as well.
.25 in your goal feast today, and we start at Oakwell. John Helm watching Barnsley and Newcastle.
This is a meeting of two sides whose mid-term report would conclude can do better. Mel Machin insists Barnsley are worthy of a higher position in the division, as he ideally seems to be just starting to get it right at Newcastle. They've recently moved up 6 places. Steve Howie, just 20 years old, keeps his place up front in the youngest Newcastle team of all time, average age 21. But next week, he could be replaced by the Irish international David Kelly, who's joining Newcastle tomorrow from Leicester. And it's gone through nicely for Saville here. Barnsley eager to get people forward to join him. And Archdeacon eager to put a good ball in with his left foot and over the top of the goalkeeper and flicked by Tommy Wright onto the crossbar. Unlucky for Owen Archdeacon, Well, Owen Archdeacon there, who flights an excellent ball in, did just that and was unlucky perhaps not to get his second league goal of the season. Thompson has made a charge up the left-hand side. O'Brien finds him. Hunt on the ball. Oh, he came off best from the ricochet, and Peacock gets a toe end onto the cross, but without being able to direct it into the net. First real hint of danger to Barnsley's goal. Created by Hunt out on the left, and it was Peacock who came in and couldn't get the angle. Barnsley's Robinson brings it out. Takes it again and loses out to O'Brien. Very strong, but Robinson gets it back again for Barnsley. Harry in his anxiety slipped. Saville, Redfern, Fleming's canted up the right. Barnsley have got 4 men edge of the Newcastle penalty area. Here's the ball in for Bullymore. Might try his luck. The chip over is a good one, and Barnsley have scored through Andy Saville. What an excellent goal. Lovely piece of football, and Andy Saville becomes Barnsley's top goal scorer. Bullymore here taking a lot of credit. A delicate chip over the top of the defence. Saville had timed the run, and the header perfectly placed. And Andy Saville gets his 5th goal of the season, and it's Barnsley 1, Newcastle United 0. Well, there wasn't much room, but it broke kindly there for Rammell. Saville's going up the middle, and here is Andy Saville. He can give Barnsley a 2-goal lead. If he squares it, it's got to be 2! It is! Mark Robinson. What an excellent time for Barnsley to score and for their fans to celebrate. The ball was laid down the line by Rammell, who'd been rather fortunate in that the ricochet landed handily for him. Saville pushed it across, perfectly placed, and Robinson rounded it off. And it's 2-0, and Mark Robinson has just scored his first goal since March. And that was in a 5-0 win against Wolves. And Peacock rides the challenge, the first one, not the second one. And again, Newcastle rather giving the ball away, and Rammell is in the area, and Watson has effected a good tackle, but it has gone out for the corner. And Newcastle just playing themselves into bother at the moment, and calm down, says the 17-year-old Watson. Another Barnsley corner. Can they possibly get a third before the break? The usual ploy, and Wright fisting away. It only comes back for Redfern though. The chip-in's good, and Rammell has made it 3. What a half it's turned out to be for Barnsley. Newcastle caught totally square, and Andy Rammell heads in delightedly. Lovely ball played by Neil Redfern. Rammell had timed the run, and the ball's in the net again. 2 goals in 3 minutes, and a 3-goal cushion for Barnsley to take into the interval. Well, they made a bit of a muck of it between them there. O'Brien has rather overdone it and given it away, and Rammell here support right and left, and Barnsley are 4 up against 3 defenders. As Saville wants to hit the shot first time, off the bar, and amazingly put over the top by Rammell. Unlucky Andy Saville. That would have been a delightful goal. Superbly done here. Andy Saville with the confidence, with 1 goal behind him. Off the bar, and Rammell, well, you would have thought he couldn't have missed. Roach. Barnsley covering well, but the ball has still got through for Howie to feed O'Brien. And a real monopoly of possession by Newcastle at the moment. That's dangerous, and Peacock, a brilliant stop by Butler. Peacock thought he'd scored. And Lee Butler made a crucial stop there because Newcastle are so much on top at the moment. If they do score in this spell, then it could affect the overall result, obviously. And Robinson cuts inside Stimson and then goes on and evades a rather lunging challenge. And Robinson's ball in, might be gathered by Wright. The little touch in the end came off Watson, and it's gone out for a corner kick. A crowd chanting, "We want 4," and they might have got 4 there, but Archdeacon's header onto the top of the crossbar. Well, he's hit the crossbar with his left foot. He's had a right foot shot just go over, and on this occasion, Owen Archdeacon seems to be in so much space, he'll kick himself for not scoring. Stimson for Newcastle. That's not a bad ball up towards Hunt, but the defender Taggart was there. O'Brien might try his luck from distance. It was on target. Lee Butler getting down nicely to make the save from Liam O'Brien. And a long ball upfield is met by Bradshaw. It fell for Redfern, and Redfern whips in a shot first time. He was on the run when he hit it, and Neil Redfern, who does possess a very strong shot, just lacked the direction. O'Brien. Again, Brock's control not good enough, and Taggart storms forward and goes on as well. He calls for it, and Jerry Taggart has broken the offside trap, and really this has got to be 4. Oh dear. Well, what was he doing? Was he trying to score, or was he trying to give Saville the glory? Perhaps we shall never know. But you wouldn't believe that 2 players up front like this, having broken the offside trap, could fail to put the ball in the net between them. Taggart, I think, tried to score himself. Forward come Barnsley in numbers again. This time it's going to be Saville going in on goal. Will he give a pass? Will he try and score? Saville still there, shimmying. Oh, and then he shoots wide. And this is quite extraordinary. Barnsley, by my reckoning, I need a calculator here, have had 7 clear-cut scoring chances in this half and have taken none of them. Saville, he does lay it on. Chances yet again, and this time it fizzes wide from the right boot of Redfern. And the chance count goes up and up and up. Now this was good play because Saville really nodded that into Redfern's path. He did the right thing, and Redfern unlucky. And it's ended 3-0 here at Oakwell. All the goals came in the first half from Andy Saville, Mark Robinson and Andy Rammell. Saville has certainly been a thorn in Newcastle's side all afternoon. When you think that Barnsley were only denied a place in the promotion playoffs last year on goal difference, they might look back and rue the missed chances today. They could, and it's no exaggeration, have scored 10, but it ended Barnsley 3, Newcastle United 0.
Opportunities of scoring, especially today, could quite easily have been 9 or 10, and that's not exaggerating. But the hardest part about the game is being able to create. As long as we keep making chances for ourselves, sometime or other somebody's going to take an idea.
Premier League. Gareth Williams, last summer's signing from Aston Villa, gets a chance in the number 3 shirt because of Charlie Bishop's suspension. Well, they tried to play for offside there, and it could have backfired on them as O'Connell tries to get the better of Austin. Still is here, O'Connell, threads it inside. Archdeacon. Here comes Banks, he can hit them, and it takes a deflection, and the first exciting moment of the game, really. But Ian Banks whipping the shot in there, and it took the meanest of deflections off the defender. Sanson was beaten, but it also beat the upright. Knocked out by Taggart. Tilson came... it comes out to Archdeacon. Barnsley really struggled to put their game together, and Graham gets his first touch of the ball for a long time in sending Curry away down the right. And he's just somehow contrived a way past Powell. Once he's confronted by 4 more and gets a shot in. And that is just about the first shot on target in the entire game, I would think. From David Curry. He's having a real battle over there. Just look at the number of Southend players surrounding him. They know of his menace, and he does the right thing in shooting, but can't beat Sansom. This time it's Edwards underneath it. Banks picks it up for Barnsley. Andy Williams. Banks once more. He did have one good shot, and now he's found O'Connell inside the penalty area. That was good play. O'Connell's turn wins a corner for Barnsley. Off Edwards. So Owen Archdeacon with Barnsley's corner, the closing minutes of the first half. It's going to come out for Archdeacon. An intelligent effort. It's a goal kick. But Archdeacon, who's got 1 or 2 goals recently, not quite sure whether he was attempting to chip it over the top or just slide it in somewhere inside the near upright. Kerry sized up his option and then found Robinson, and that's where the best work has come from Barnsley, and this cut back produces a corner for them. Off the head of young Edwards, who's been highly impressive in Southend's defence. Archdeacon will swing this one in with his left foot, and that's more troublesome for Sansom, who can't hold it. Poked away, and it's still bobbling around here, and eventually it's up in the air and cleared by Cornwell. That's the nearest Barnsley have really come. So Southend get the second half kicking. Tilson straight away dispossessed by Smith illegally, so a free kick for Southend United, the club that's playing in the second division for the first time in its 85-year history. It's taken them that long to get this far, and now they have a free kick in the first minute of the second half, which Butler takes, and it's not a bad one. Taggart got it out. Cornwell, a chance to shoot here, and Cornwell takes that shot off the upright. And what a start that would have been to the second half. The most exciting moment of the game so far, and unlucky for John Cornwell. Butler's free kick. Taggart get up there to knock it out, and then Cornwell managed to drift inside Graham and hit the shot well, and it flew off the upright. Now Smith. There's 3 men up the middle in a centre forward position. Not enough width about Barnsley. Again, they look for offside, and there was none forthcoming that time, so Banks is able to go and play a good ball in. O'Connell should score, and the goalkeeper Sansom spread himself well. Curry now can't get past Butler, and that's the best chance probably that Barnsley have had. It was an open opportunity for Brendan O'Connell. He just couldn't take it. Credit Sansom, the goalkeeper. O'Connell looked as though he'd handled that ball, but the referee was close to it and decided that it was an accidental handball, I fancy. So Kerry drifts in field. Still Kerry. Might try something now. David Kerry! That deserved a goal, and it nearly broke the crossbar in two. And that really showed just how menacing Kerry can be. Archdeacon's trying to get it. Kerry's here again inside the penalty area. Tried to cut it back, and it's laid back for Sansom. But David Kerry, very unfortunate. You could see exactly what was on his mind as he scythed his way across the edge of the Southend penalty area, beating the first man, beating the second man, sizing it up, and really cracking in a very good shot. He was unlucky not to register his 7th goal of this season. Barnsley's record signing, £250,000 from Oldham Athletic. In his second spell at Oakwell, of course. That's going to be a free kick. And how the game would have... Well, it needed it. It would have lifted it. We've 27 minutes left, though, for either side to contrive a goal. And that's Butler trying, and it wasn't a bad effort either. It dipped over the top of the Barnsley crossbar from Peter Butler, who hasn't scored for 11 months, but that was a very ambitious effort. But a good try. Well, one goal might be enough today for either side. Jones knocking it back for Austin, and the young right back canters on into the penalty area. This is good work from Austin. He cuts it back and oh, it's spooned away. The chance was there for Andy Sussex probably to win the match, because the feeling is that one goal might be good enough for either team here. Austin could hardly have done better. Into the penalty area he goes. Just as it was going dead, he managed to cut it back. Sussex swung the leg and hoofed it over. That's a bad back pass from Austin, though, and that will encourage Barnsley. Gives them a corner, and that was nervous defending. And this is swung in, and Smith's coming for it. There's the header from Mark Smith, directed directly at Paul Sansom. And a rather lunging miss by... Oh, it's given Tilson a chance for Southend, and Butler has come to save his side as Jones played Tilson in. Barnsley were really spread-eagled. Sansom had made the stop at one end, and when Jones played it in, Tilson looked to be favourite. Butler was ever so quick off his line. Corner given. And it certainly would be a crushing blow to Barnsley's hopes if they were to lose here today now. And Butler's there once more. And then they can't force it through. And it's Saville's clearance to Kerry. And Kerry now has got the wrong side of Powell, but the defender's quick. Kerry might play his man in. This is the chance now for O'Connell to win it for Barnsley. He scored! A goal for the Irishman, Brendan O'Connell. Beautifully laid on by David Curry. And Barnsley's reward comes from a Southend corner cleared by Saville. It set Curry free, and then his ball across caught Southend right out, and Brendan O'Connell on the left foot has beaten Sansom at last. Yes, he's pleased, all right, and that for Brendan O'Connell is his 5th goal of the season. He scored at Bristol City in the last win, and he's made a habit of scoring goals against Southend. He got one for Burnley against them back in October 1989. Is that going to be the winner? Cornwall surely wouldn't find a Southend man. Butler has really been industrious. He's never stopped running, but it spun away to give Fleming the chance to bring Barnsley forward again. And Kerry now, as he always does, will run at them. And away he goes and tries to work it onto that favourite left foot for a shot. Brilliantly done by Kerry. That's a quite magnificent effort by David Kerry, and would have been one of the goals of the season if that had just crept inside instead of outside the upright. Brilliant play this by Kerry. He's so elusive. He carries on going here, nudges it outside of Cornwell, and he's curling that outside the central defender and the goalkeeper. That deserved a goal. 3 hard-won points for Barnsley. They've overcome the elements and resolute opposition as well. Not a pretty game, but it picked up a little in the second half, and Barnsley perhaps deserved their success, which was given them by Brendan O'Connell after a peach of a pass from David Kerry. 3 welcome points. It's Barnsley 1, Southend United 0.
I think the boys were a bit down, especially after the 3-1 defeat at home to Plymouth, but after that we've come back quite strong. We've got a good away win at Bristol, and then we've drawn and won one against 2 of the top 6 or 7 sides in the league. So yeah, the spirit's a lot better, and it's looking a lot brighter.